Molly uses Fyma that made her regular security cameras very smart. Yes, you heard that correctly. Fyma works with your existing cameras. This means no expensive hardware setup costs or integration fees. It took Molly just a few clicks to connect the camera feeds to the platform. Fyma recognizes objects, analyzes customer behavior, and offers demographic data. Connect your existing camera infrastructure to Fyma.ai and get smart.
Hello, my name is Taavi and I'm the CTO and co-founder of a computer vision company called Fyma. Fyma is an AI-based computer vision platform which can turn any video or any camera stream into actionable and usable data. Fyma was founded around 2 years ago, and we founded the company because we saw that building computer vision applications was extremely difficult, it was extremely time-consuming, and most of all, it was very, very expensive. For example, if you wanted to create a computer vision application to detect cars on an intersection using a CCTV camera, that project could take around 6 months because you have to find data science resources, you have to gather data, you have to train your model, you have to validate your model, you have to implement that model on some sort of infrastructure, and then finally you have to visualize or implement some sort of third-party software to actually use the data. With Fyma, this 6 months becomes 20 seconds. All you have to do is upload your video or upload your camera stream, press a couple of buttons, and you will immediately start collecting data with Fyma. Fyma works in two main verticals. The first one being commercial real estate developers. Companies who have convention centers, large shopping malls, or mixed space real estate areas. And the second vertical we work with is out-of-home advertising. Companies who want to know what is going on near their billboards, both digital and analog. The use cases for Fyma are both long-term for strategic planning, for example, as well as short-term for real-time actions in physical environments. Think about things like if I have an area and I want to optimize my cleaning schedule. Can I do this if 500 people have walked through this area? Or if I want to optimize public transport routes based on actual traffic on the streets? Or even if I have a digital billboard, what message should I show depending on what type of people are next to it? Or even just understanding the customer journey from end to end. With Fyma, you can do all of this, and you can actually do it without adding any new hardware. So Fyma is fully hardware independent. So if you want to optimize your business using video analytics, feel free to get in touch with us, and we can definitely help. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Taavi, also for your overview. And definitely, I guess many people have an interest now to hear a little bit more about like how you have developed these solutions and what are the use cases. And maybe the first question that I would take over here is, are you using also face recognition, and how do you ensure the privacy of the people? Because I would say when it comes to AI, the biggest struggle that people have in their heads is like, but what about my privacy? What about the data protection side? How do you ensure that?
This was a very big thing for us when we started building Fyma, because one thing that we cut down on was the time, so 6 months to 20 seconds. But the other big hurdle that companies have is privacy. Mm-hmm. So one thing that we took inside the company is that we will never do facial recognition. We will never do license plate recognition. But on top of that, we've actually created a free-level approach to ensuring privacy, both on a GDPR level, but also even further than that. So first and foremost, on the tech stack level, we don't store any data, any video data. Only the metadata gets stored. On a process in-house, even our data scientists or data labelers don't get to see faces, so the faces are blurred out. And we teach the AI from the neck down, which means that the AI even can't understand what a face is because it's never seen one before. And the third one is our legal side, so our data processing agreements and all these things.
Well, our participants, once again, thank you very much. There is so many questions coming in, and I like when all of you are so active here. So I will take a couple of more of them because they're very interesting here. So how has the proposal of for an AI regulation impacted your AI solution as you approach businesses? And what is your message to the policymakers about legislation of AI?
I'll start with the message because so far I think it's moving in the correct direction. The fact that we have GDPR actually provides us boundaries that we can operate within. So as long as the message is that the regulation is clear, that's good for us because we know what we can do and what we can't do. There's also an ethics side to this that we also have to handle on top of the regulation. And that's why we also are planning to put together an ethics board for this. But in terms of companies, I think that it's getting easier and easier to approach companies because of this clear regulation.
Great. And the last question, I will take it also here, is do you have any use cases of public transportation optimization to mention as well?
Yes, so one of the coolest things we did recently was we actually were measuring pedestrian traffic during the F1 Grand Prix in the Netherlands, and we were actually connecting that data with the public railway station, and we were seeing how much people were coming from the F1 Grand Prix to see if queues were forming.
Wow.
And this was happening live from a stationary drone. So there's a lot of these things that we can do.
That's very cool. Thank you very much.